Hey guys, what's up? Cinema11 here with my review of Bleach Chapter 681, The End to World. I don't know what this title means at all. It's kind of weird. Is this like a sub-chapter of the last chapter, like part 2.1? I don't know what's going on there, but I thought I should review this chapter because it had me smiling by the end of it, so I definitely enjoyed it. Plus, this is the first of the last 5 chapters of Bleach, so I really should review all of them just to honor the series, really. So, I might be doing that, we'll see. Sometimes I don't really have anything to discuss in Bleach chapters, so I'm just like, I don't really need to make a video. Like, why do you make a video if you have nothing to talk about? But some people do that because they're greedy. But whatever. In the last chapter, Renji and Rukia arrived after Ichigo was defeated by Yuha, who just left to go somewhere. I have no idea where he went, why he left, but he's leaving, and Renji tries to attack Yuha as he's going through this portal, and then his sword starts to break. And I don't know if Yuha did something to his sword, or if the sword just started to break and it couldn't touch him at all. Because as he's leaving through the portal, we can see his hand. And I mean, you wouldn't normally see someone's hand just like hanging out of the portal as they're walking away. So I don't know if he stopped the sword and broke it. But then, like, with all the different powers, he has all the powers of all his lackeys, and he hasn't used any of them. So I don't know if one of the powers would allow him to just stop the sword or something. Because I don't remember, there's 26 characters and he has all of their abilities now, I think. Or he has 25 of them. I don't think he has. Yeah, there's still one Quincy with their power. So yeah, that's explanation on that. And Hashwald is starting to die after having his power taken away from Yuha, and he feels honored that Yuha has taken his power, and he feels like it puts him over Uryu. And even while this guy is dying, he is still trying to get shots in. And since he's about to die, he's going to transfer Uryu's wounds onto himself, and this kind of confirms my theory that Ichigo and Uryu will be the ones to end this war. And I don't think I posted it anywhere, but this arc involves both of them, and their dads are here, so they're about to get some sort of power up, I'm guessing, or they're going to work with their dads to fight Yuha. And I'm still wondering like how they're going to beat Yuha as a whole, because even taking the end of the chapter into account, I don't really think they could beat Yuha. And you could take the end of the last chapter into account, still don't think they can beat Yuha. So Hashwald basically tells Uryu to go save his friends, and then he has like this inner monologue. He's thinking about how even if this doesn't change a thing, it's good that Uryu is doing it because he's following what he wants, not what someone else wants. And it makes me wonder if Hashwald feels like he made the correct decision with his life or not. And we get to see a shot of his sword with the B on it. And I don't think this has to do with his letter, B for balance. I think this is probably something to honor Basby, because why focus on it if it's like important or anything? So I guess he kept some sort of memento from Basby. Again, I don't remember this. Their backstory got like 2 chapters, and they were like one of the few people from this war that got a backstory. So I don't know. Maybe that's from the backstory. And Orihime is explaining Yuha's powers to Rukia, and she couldn't fix Zangetsu. And Renji pulls Ichigo up, and basically he's giving him a pep talk. He's like, you gotta get up, basically. And I like that. It's just like, I just like seeing Bleach characters interact. Kubo has always done a good job with that, because it's like there's always comedy, there's always like some sort of unique interaction with the two, or the characters are arguing. Like it's always something good coming from Bleach with that part at least. And Rukia is telling him that they need a plan before going after Yuha, and I'm gonna stop because the phone's ringing. Sorry about that. So Rukia is pretty much like, we need a plan, and Renji is like, no plan is going to save them from a guy like that, so they might as well just try. And Ichigo is still depressed while this is going on, and suddenly he gets stabbed by a sword. And I originally thought it was Rukia giving him power or something like that, but that doesn't really make sense because I don't really think that's how that whole process works. And surprise, surprise, I was wondering where these characters were. The Fullbringers have arrived. Tsukishima, Genjo, or yeah, it's Ginjo and Yukio are there, and I thought the rest were there, but I didn't see them in the chapter. I know, like really early on in the war, these characters were shown, but nothing was ever done with them. And since we had 5 chapters left, I was like, oh my god, they're not gonna show up. Kubo, there's a plot line he just forgot. But no, they're here. And I was wondering where these characters were for the longest, and where did they go to avoid all the fighting? Like, did they go inside of Yukio's game or whatever? And would they be able to view the world if they went inside his game? I don't know. I don't know where they went, but somehow they avoided the fighting, it seems. So Tsukishima has now stabbed Ichigo, and basically he's talking about, him and Ginjo are talking about how they're there to repay their debt to Ichigo. And this is where the key part of the chapter comes in. Tsukishima, that's hard to say. Tsukishima has used the Book of the End to insert a memory into the past where Yuha's power didn't affect the future. So Ichigo should be able to reject Yuha's power now, or defeat Yuha in some way. And by doing this, Ichigo's sword can now be healed by Orihime. And the explanation was a little confusing, but basically I'm guessing in this past that Tsukishima has changed, the Almighty doesn't change the future. I'm not sure, something like that. And it would be cool if someone could clarify that in the comments. I think it's a good idea overall, though I just don't understand it that well. And I saw on Manga Stream that some fans didn't like this idea, but I think it's really cool. An older character that has a power to help Ichigo out, and possibly the power to overthrow the villain. I don't think everything will be getting a big explanation, so I just want to see characters like Aizen, Ichigo's dad, and Uryu's dad, and that's kind of all that needs to be covered for this final fight, for me at least. And Ichigo, he seems to have some sort of new resolve, and he's on his way. I don't really like how he's back in action already. Someone pointed this out, and I kind of agree. He was in despair over Yuha, and was this over his sword breaking, or was there more to it? And also, did Tsukishima's Book of the End change his resolve? I'd like to see a group fight to end the manga off, and maybe the final chapter of Bleach can be a little time skip showing what all the characters are doing. Kind of similar to what Naruto did. But I feel like the ending of this manga will be rushed more than Naruto's ending. And I wanted to point out that we didn't see Ichigo use his sword at all. We didn't really get to see him use any special abilities or anything like that. Like, he combined his swords, but he, did he use his Bankai? Yeah, he did use his Bankai, actually. He combined this, that was his Bankai. But he actually didn't use any special abilities, it seems. So, I mean, we saw, like, the Sero or whatever. So, I just feel like he didn't really get a chance to use his new powers. That's kind of what I'm getting from this, and maybe we will see Ichigo using these new powers. But he lost his Quincy powers and he lost his Hollow powers, so he just kind of has his Soul Reaper powers. I don't know where it's going to go, but anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Surma11. See you next time, and peace out.